Well, the two-stroke pirate is back at it again. Tonight we're gonna try and put these Circlips in. The whole reason why I bought a new piston, had to get that one off the little red team, was because the other one didn't look too bad after I got it all cleaned up. Okay, didn't look too bad, but got some hair on there. What happened was when I was taking it off, I made a boo-boo and I lost one of the Circlips. It hit me in the chest and I could not locate it. I borrowed a magnet from a friend and unfortunately I was still left with just the one. So upon scouring eBay after I realized I could have just bought another set of Circlips, original Jonsered from back in the day. However, we'll see how this saw likes the new one. So we're gonna try and put the Circlip in with a pair of Neil's nose and not let it go and have it fly and hit us in the chest. And these little rings here. I've never done it before, but I mean, it looks pretty straightforward. However, this is a high pressure play. So we'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. I'll just quickly show this here. For seating the ring, you'll want this little bottom groove to look into the half moon. Not sure if you can see that. Just like that. And then arrow, which is here, pointing out towards the exhaust. There we go. It looks like I should have enough room to put my Circlip in. Lots on that side. Looks like I need a little bit more on this side. I was using my pinky. Yeah, there we go. I can see this groove for the Circlip on either side here now. So there's just a little groove on the inside there for the Circlip. And I've got the arrow for the piston pointing out towards the exhaust. And this ring, when it comes time to clasping it and putting it inside the cylinder, it looks like it'll close just like that. Oh, that. And if anybody ever watches this and can tell me what that serial number means for a date, birth date on this piece of machinery, I believe it's from the 80s. And I don't think you can really tell with the serial number. However, let me know. There's actually another serial number here or something on the case. It says 503-11-28-01, made in Sweden. Not sure if you can see that. All right, this next part, we're just gonna let it roll. For my own personal history, I'd love to just get myself doing this for the very first time, because I am extremely nervous, especially after losing one of these suckers. So I'm gonna put one in my metal tray, magnetized, and two, I'm gonna start working her with the needle nose. I'm not gonna let go. Oh, I get it. Maybe you gotta pinch these two ends together and then put it in. That might be the ticket to get your compression. Oh, mama. I'm scared. I'm scared, mama. Under full torsion here. Okay, what's going on? All right, not quite in. We just gotta give that sucker a twist now. Oh, bunion. Good golly, Paul Bunyan. Now, I might have to look up if that's how that's supposed to seat. I don't think it's going to hurt nothing. And I don't know why I'm talking with a southern draw. But I might play with that a little bit, just to make it seat in there. But she went in. You just got to pinch the two ends together of the Circlip right where those needle nose fit in. Beauty. Move that around a little bit. Look at what's going on there. Okay, one of them's not quite really in the groove. Let's try and pull that out a bit. Go get my trusty little pick. Oh no. Boom. Pop. There we go. Whoo! I don't know if you can see that. I kind of just turn them a little away from the opening there, but hey, we got one. We got one. There's less of an open face here on this side. So, I guess it's a good thing we did that other side first, because now we have a rough idea on what's supposed to happen here. So, my mistake prior was just trying to force it in. So, you just close these suckers together. Get a nice grip on that so it's not going anywhere. Not going to put too much pressure on for now until I need it. Okay, look, that one just went right in. Kind of pinched them together and worked it in. Let's see if it'll turn freely. Yo! I think he likes it. Now, if that's flying around at thousands of times a second, is there any risk to that sucker flying out like that? I don't think so. I think that's gonna be good. Maybe we'll do it completely 180 from where the little opening lip is there. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, what's next is we are going to bring out Moto Seal for this gasket delete. Okay. But first, I've been thinking about this, and what I'm going to do is, because you only got 10 working minutes with the Moto Seal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to seat this on, and then I'm going to work Moto Seal underneath here on this side and pop her down easy. And I'll be extra careful not to get any where there will clearly be oil moving around here. Don't want to get any gasket maker in there, I assume. Or in there, which we know. But in here, I'm going to just err on the side of caution. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a vacuum and pressure test on this sucker. I'm not in any kind of rush. This project's taken me months already, but it's simply because I only get to it when I can. And this is a hobby for me. I'm an enthusiast. Started from a area of I don't want to say desperation, but I've got a blown up snowmobile that I can't afford to fix or have someone else fix. And, you know, this area of my life of engine mechanics has just been always weak. And I started thinking about all the different motors I own, and I own about 8 or 9 of them between 4 strokes and 2 strokes. So I said, well, that sounds like a lot of reason. That sounds like 8 or 9 reasons to learn this to a point. So, and who knows? If I still like it, if I still enjoy it, you know, maybe we'll start looking for blown up stuff to buy and size up our equipment with. That's a Polaris 600 4-stroke over there, 2-up, 2006 FS IQ Touring, and the reason why it blew up, I think, was possibly not enough oil, which is embarrassing to say, but that might actually be true. We're going to find out. But I was holding it to the bar wide open on Lake of the Woods, trying to keep up with the big dogs. So, can't do that on old snowmobiles, I'm told. Especially on days that aren't that cold. Like, it wasn't in the pluses by any means. It was still, you know, minus 15 or minus 10, but it wasn't cold like it can get here. Now, I know they have tools and stuff like for this stuff, but I've done this before and I'm gonna do it again. But it just might take a little patience. And right now I got that Aerosmith song running through my head. And of course this whole thing's greased up to the nines because I was a little bit concerned about having things rust out on me after a minor incident. So I've got lots of 2-stroke oil on all this stuff. So she's a little greasy. Press the rings and go, my friend. It's not a race, and I don't care about subscribers, so don't subscribe. I mean, I really only started posting this stuff was to show kind of some things about the bottom end on the crank that were perplexing me. Well, I didn't fight with this that much. I think I've done this twice now. I haven't fought with it this much. Okay. Now, I might grab a little piece of a water bottle. But I'm pretty sure I've done this without it. That was it. That was it. Oh, man. The old keyboard fingers were locking up there, something fierce. Do I have this on the right way? Throttle body, exhaust. She's looking good. Okay, man. Let's just maybe seat that down there a little bit. See how she seats. Make sure I don't got nothing that's gonna jam me up here. Like this sucker here. That's for the bar oil. It's gonna pump out to the bar. Now what's kind of cool where I live is I live within earshot of Portage Avenue, and that's where cruise night is. It's Sunday tonight, so the hot rods are gonna be ripping Ronnie down there a little bit. You can tell it hasn't really kicked off yet, but finally got some rain this weekend out here. I think it's made a lot of people actually happy, especially in the agricultural world, which is where I live in Monday to Friday and weekends too to some degree. Oh man, I can't tell you how this makes me feel just to be doing this stuff. Just to learn about timing and numbers and everything. Okay, we're gonna seat this sucker back up. How much playroom am I gonna have? Okay, I think that's about... I feel like I got more than that. Probably not a shit ton, but oh yeah, I've got quite a bit more room. Boom. Let's get that up. Okay. Gonna set like maybe just a little stop or something here. I've seen on that Baltic Forest channel, the guy had a nice little holder mount here. Maybe I can do something like that with these needles. Hey, I mean that's just gonna get in the way of my fingers, but I think all I'm really looking for is just a bit of a mount like that. So I'll work this side. I've got 10 minutes. I'm gonna work this side. And then I'm going to work that side. And you know what? I think I'm not going to do it on this side. I'm not going to do it on this side here. Right in this corner where all that oil pump action's going on. Because I can't risk getting that gummed up. But I certainly do need that sealed. So we're going to be, really, really cautious in there. Okay. Tonight's episode brought to you by Bubbly. No, it's not, but certainly refreshing. Okay, man. Woo! Shouldn't have gave that so much gas on the end there. It's just running off my finger. That is way too much. So we're going to have to peel that back a bit, but it did run off real nice, but there's too much on there. I can tell. But that just dripped off my finger in a nice, easy, smooth, consistent flow. That had some flow to it. Got the universal applicator out. I definitely stole that from El Tin Man. Ooh. I don't care if I get a little bit on the outside, but I am going to pull away from those holes. Set it to those holes. Got 10 minutes here, so got a little time, kids. I'm going to rub a little bit there. That hung a little bit low. No, I think what I learned on the last one was you got to be quick. Oh, I can feel some oil on there. And that seems like that's going to impact the... I mean, I could feel it just wasn't grabbing. So before I go too much farther, I'm going to give that all just a little wipe. Over here it was all fine, but... This is just going to be bolts in here, so not too concerned. A little gets in the porthole there. Again, seems like a high-risk play, but shit, if she runs and holds there or holds vacuum, you know, holds pressure, we can go back and say this worked. This was fine on the Jonsered 525. There's been no port work done to this saw, none whatsoever. I bought a couple Dremels and was thinking about rinky-dinking around. I did open up my my muffler a little bit. And that's probably all I will ever do to the saw, is maybe I'll put a pipe on it. I think it's like a 50cc saw or something like that, 49cc. So it'll scream. And this is going to be my limmer. My other saw is MS, what is it, 361, something like that? Yeah. I always think of 36 Mafia when I say it. So I'm pretty sure it's the MS 361, which is like 66cc, something like that. It hauls. It hauls. It's all stock. It's not that old. It's only about 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old. So I'll make this one my limmer, because that one's like, I'll limb with it, but it's like, you know, you're getting some pump. You get some pump going. And of course, safety is always important. So, you know, a tired buckaroo is a dangerous buckaroo if he can't hold his saw. And that's the problem, is, you know, when you're working hard, you just give her. The mind's going. And sometimes the body needs a break. Okay. I'm getting on that piston. Hold on. No, I think we're still good. Okay, baby. Gasket delete on the Jonsered 525. I got my bolts here. I noticed I don't have my, what is it? It's a 4 mil hex. But it's right behind me, so I'm not gonna struggle too hard to find that. Man. Gosh, this is exciting. Is it right? Is it not right? You know? Fuck, I was no artist in school. I went into band because I could haul on a trombone. And it was forgiving. And that's my nature. I think I said it before. I ask for forgiveness a lot, and I like things that are forgiving. But I've watched enough videos. I know this stuff's not, but not everything is in life, and that's okay. Okay, we've got a pretty good even application here. I feel like I still got a couple minutes on the clock, but probably not a lot. So, man, I think that's all I'm going to show you. Got a pretty even application. I was pretty careful around the oil, around that area there. Whatever it does, pumps oil around from one part of the motor to the other. Cooling. And we're gonna slam this down. I don't know if there's enough on here. You only have so much time to play with this stuff. Man. I'm gonna put a little bit more in that oil area. Just a very little bit more. It's too much. It's too much. Maybe not even more, just apply it. Okay. Sometimes you just got to hold on and buck a little bit. Now, I don't even know. I assume you're supposed to put some gasket maker down here if you're deleting gaskets. Okay, got a gasket maker running all over the damn place. Let's go grab our bolts. They're right here. Where is that up? That was a... Well, I know which one it was because I cracked the handle. 4 mil. That's right, baby. Okay. Man, at this moment, I'm completely asking myself, is there something else that needed to go in the motor there? And I hope there's no one watching right now that actually knows what they're doing that says, yes, sir, you forgot X. And when you try and do something in that saw, you're not going to get Y. I'll be asking myself, why? What have I done? What have I done? Okay. Let's just hold that down. I'd love to get a long extension for this. And one cool little video I saw online was, it was for screwdrivers, or, you know, to get long, you know, Phillips, Robertson, etc. bits. You take, and you want a long extension, you take your drill that's got a chuck and you cut off the end of a screwdriver. So for example, the metal part here, you know, with a grinder or whatever, and you throw it in your chuck, and then all of a sudden you've got an extension. So you could probably do that with these Allen keys or hex keys or whatever guys are. No, I'm not cinching those too tight. So I'm going to do more of an even application. I keep looking for the bolts, but they're already in there. So let's go, Mikey. We're already at 31 minutes. Oh my gosh. People just make shorts out of this. Everything I'm doing here, some guy would have made a short in like, whatever, 30 seconds or however long they are. A YouTube short. I don't care. Something to remember me by when I'm dead. That I decided to play with these. My daughter can go back and scroll through them, see what a Yahoo her dad was. There's a wicked store here right by me, where you can get all kinds of bolts. It's called Adam's Supply. You just take your old bolts there and they'll size you up, and it's like a $10 minimum order. So if you're only getting one, you'll walk out with a, you know, can of WD-40 or white lithium grease or drill bit or something like that to round off your order. But they're pretty wicked. I've brought a lot of, actually, every time I've gone there, it's been for these hex nuts on this saw. From the very first time I pulled apart, doing something with a carb, and I was just pulling off the case, one of the bolts stripped out. Actually, when I was first taking this cylinder head off, the old keys were locked tight in here, and I stripped out one of my Allen keys, and I gotta show you how I got it off. I was so damn proud of myself, I kept it. I took just this random, you know, I think it used to have a bit more of a, you know, ratchet function on it, and I drove in a hex bit, or sorry, a Torx bit, and it happened just to fit into here. Look at this, just got in there just deep enough, and I put the vice grips to it, El Royale. And after several tries, it busted loose, and I was so damn happy with myself because it was the first bit of difficulty I encountered with all of this, and it was right at the start of this operation. And I immediately, you know, sent Tin Man a quick video by email, and just said, check it out. It's those little moments. It's those little moments with all of this that has just made me so pumped to be doing it. Anyway,